discovered that I have 33 different identities. How many identities do you think you have? We're going to get back to that. As you learned, I'm a mom of 3 kids, and a few years ago I wanted to send my kids to a summer camp in the United States. This particular camp that I liked was very special. It had everything from STEM activities to sports to arts and crafts. Basically, it was the best camp to go to. Except there was one tiny little problem. Camp Rizman was very expensive. It cost $8,000 per child for the summer, and with me having 3 kids, well, you can do the math. So I was hesitant to send the kids there because of the cost. But you know what I did? I decided to become a tennis instructor to barter my time with the cost of camp's tuition. So when I met with the camp's owner, I was very honest and straightforward with him. I told him, look, I'm not a professional tennis instructor, nor I'm a professional tennis player. But I'm a mom of 3 kids, I know how to handle children, and most importantly, I just love playing tennis. And guess what? He hired me during the interview, and we got to go to camp for free. But if you think that being a tennis instructor was the only identity experiment that I did, think again. Because when I was in college, I used to be a ballroom dance instructor while majoring in chemotherapy to become a doctor. By now, you can probably tell that I've been a restless soul most of my life. And more importantly, I've been a hardworking and a curious person from a very young age. I wanted to try my abilities in everything, without the concern what labels other people may put on me. When I was in college, I was very focused on my studies. So one of my biology professors approached me one day and he told me, Anna, I appreciate the tenacity and the hard work you put into your studies, and I'm sure this will pay off someday. But sometimes you must stop and smell the roses. At the time, I didn't really understand what he meant by that phrase. I guess it was his way of trying to tell me that life is both hard work and a joyous experiment not to be missed. At the time, I didn't really understand what he meant by that phrase, stop and smell the roses. I guess it was his way of trying to tell me that life is both hard work and a joyous experience not to be missed. I was so focused on my studies that none of that felt like hard work to me. By then, I had discovered the stock market. Especially coming from a former Soviet Union country, everything seemed so fascinating to me. I couldn't believe that regular people like you and me could own shares of publicly traded companies. And that's when I switched gears, changed majors, jumped into finance, and dove deep into numbers and charts and plans and graphs. And today, I'm a financial planner, and I've been one for the last 20 years. And when I get introduced to people as a financial consultant, I notice that many of them have certain perceptions and assumptions about me and who I should be. I guess because of my job title, they think that I must be a serious person or perhaps even a boring individual who just likes numbers and charts more than anything else. But there is so much more to me than just being a financial consultant. Just like there is so much more to human beings than being put in a box with one label. Remember my 33 identities? I call them layers. Here's the list of some of them. I'm Armenian and an American. I'm a mom of 3 kids. I'm the founder of Get Skills Academy, and the list goes on. You see, having identities is like wearing different hats. When I take off the hat of the financial planner, I go salsa dancing with my niece Mariam in my sweats and sneakers, and I also make lots of funny jokes because that's also who I am. Throughout my professional career, I've come across many successful individuals. Unfortunately, vast majority of them identify primarily with their job title. But when you do that, it's like looking at a Da Vinci painting and thinking, wow, what a great frame. So when you identify somebody solely based on their job title, or when you make assumptions about people without getting to know them, It's just like looking at a painting, but appreciating the frame more than the painting itself. So what lies in identity? What's the true meaning behind identity? And how do we define it? I've come to realize that we all have several layers to ourselves, just like roses have petals. And as we go through life, those layers get created and form our identities. And depending on what kinds of experiences we go through, some of those layers become more important and relevant, and others diminish in value and fade away, and new ones emerge. And especially when we go through difficult times in our lives, those moments become the catalyst for us to form even more vibrant and profound layers to ourselves. And I've had my fair share of going through difficulties